Hi everyone, welcome to DIY Ideas. Today I have something really cool to show you. So we're using a new type of yarn and you can see here on the label what it looks like. I'm not sure if this is for knitting or crocheting, but we'll see in a moment. And yeah, this is what we have. So you can see when I pull this a little bit apart, for now it looks just like regular yarn, but yeah, it has actually a lot of different layers here. And it's like a net pattern, I guess, in each of the threads. And this is really cool because in the end we get something looking like this. Yeah, looks pretty cool. A really interesting type of scarf. And yeah, I'm really excited to try this out and maybe have something like this myself in pink. So yeah, it's probably gonna be knitting or crocheting. And yeah, if we take a look at the label, we can actually see both. And it's for a 6 to 7 millimeter crocheting hook or knitting needles. Perfect. So this is a lot thicker than what I would expect to use for the 6 or 7 millimeter hook. I guess I would say 10 to 12 in my opinion. But yeah, we'll see how it works. We have 150 grams, 45 meters, 100% acrylic, and yeah, the color number is 13 if you want the exact same one. Okay, here is the label. Let me see if there are any instructions on here and we can get started. Okay, I think we can do both. I think we can crochet and knit, but I'd like to crochet today. So yeah, we can get started. So I was wondering how we're gonna work with this, because usually what I would do is do a slip knot like this, and then I would get started with the chains. And yeah, you see that it's a lot and my hook isn't really big enough. Yeah, I mean it works, but it's difficult and I would have to pay attention the entire time that I have all of the different strands on here. So yeah, you see it doesn't work as well as I would like it to. So what we can do is that we have a top and a bottom layer, and in between the 1, 2, 3, and 4 different layers or lines. And when you look at the top section, you can actually see that we have 3 of these threads, and that's not something that we have on the bottom. So this is what I'm gonna work with, this thicker edge. Let me see, I think I have to get started with a big slip knot. This is a little bit more challenging than I thought it would be, but let's figure it out. Okay, now I'm gonna reach just for this thicker part, the thicker edge, and then we can get started. Yeah, I think from this point on we could make this work. Let's give it a shot. So I'm gonna take this top part and basically just do chains. Yeah, so let me show you one more time. I hope you can see nicely. It is pretty interesting. So we have here the 3 thread structure. I guess it's 3 threads. Yeah, I'm seeing 3 here. So that's what we're working with. And all that we're doing is taking the thread through our loop on our hook. And yeah, I think I have my 8 millimeter hook here, or let me check. Oh, it's the 7 millimeter one. Yeah, but it works pretty well with it. Okay, so I'm getting pretty nice chains here. But the thread or the whole thing is twisting a little it, so I'm not sure if this is how it's supposed to work. But this is a test video, so we'll see. So yeah, it's challenging, but I have to say it's still kind of fun. So yeah, I can't hold the thread in my left hand, at least not in a stable way that I'm used to, because I have to keep unwinding it or separating the top section from the rest of it. Yeah, so the way my hands are positioned is completely different from regular thread. But you can see here what we have for now. I'm not sure if this is the goal, but it looks pretty cute, so we'll see in a moment when we do a bit more. I think this should be the way to do it, yeah. But I'm just working on the chains for now. And if I try to do a little bit more, let's try that out. No, that doesn't work. It just gets really messy. Yeah, so definitely working with the top section, and the rest of it is just kind of decorative, I guess. So I think if I put it around this way, then you can kind of see how the waves are forming, and if we have multiple layers, it can look pretty cool. Yeah. I think it kind of looks like the thing we have on the label, and we fetch it so you can see as well. It kind of looks like that, and I think when we do a bit more, it's gonna look a bit more like that. I don't think I've ever been that excited to do single crochets, but I think that's what I'm gonna try. So I think we have enough chains for now. Let's do some singles. This is really challenging for me because I feel so insecure if this is the right way to do this. But yeah, I think there are different ways how you would knit with this, and I think this might be a little bit easier to work with if you decide on a knitting project instead of crocheting, but I will make it work. Yeah, so my left hand is working way more than it usually is when I'm doing different crocheting projects, but this one is really something else. But yeah, when you look, now that we have kind of 2 rows on here, or at least I started the second, you can kind of see the wave-ish effect. Okay, this seems to be going nicely. It still feels weird, but I'm kind of getting the hang of it, I think. I have a feeling I'm way slower than I usually would be, but I guess because there's so much more yarn around the one thread that I'm working with, I'm also gonna get a faster result. Okay, this was difficult, this last one, but you can see here it looks pretty tight on here, and it feels really tight when I work on it. So usually I like to work a little bit looser than most people, but for some reason this is really dense and really tense, I guess. Okay, almost done with the second round. Okay, so here is my 8mm hook. Hopefully this works a little bit better or just doesn't have as much tension as before. Let's give it a shot. Okay, this is a bit better. Actually a lot better since I just took the next size. I think if I took like a 9 or a 10 even, it might be even looser, but for now, it's still a lot better than with the 7mm hook. I think if I had a third hand, that would work really well, because one would be kind of untwisting this left section of the thread, the regular left hand that kind of holds the thread, and then I would keep crocheting with my right. That would be kind of cool if I had one more. You see the 7 and the 8mm hook difference. I think you can see it easily. It definitely feels easy or easier. I am at the beginning slip knot, if we can call it a slip knot this time, and it's very twisted. I'm not sure where I go through. I'm gonna try to do a single in here. Okay, we've done it. And yeah, from the other side, you definitely get that effect from the label, and it looks really silly. It looks lovely. But when I turn it, let's do a chain for the height. Okay, so I have it the right way around, I hope now, but I think we can see the effect from both sides here. Okay, now it's super complicated, but let's try another row. Okay, I have an idea. Maybe I'll just go through the one part of the chain or the stitch from the last row, so not both, but like the front. And then try that way. Maybe it's gonna be a little bit less tense. Maybe it would be really easier if we did a knitting project with this yarn, because you don't have to pull the same piece of thread through so many different loops. Like I wouldn't dare to try doing a treble in here or something like that. I think singles are complicated enough. Yeah, so my summary is that it definitely works, but it is more challenging than I expected. In my case, I just needed a lot more patience than I usually need for these projects. And yeah, you can see what the effect is. If this is something that you enjoy, that looks visually appealing to you, then it's definitely worth it. But if you're not really into it, then it's a lot of trouble if you ask me. And yeah, but I'm still not giving up on this yarn. I definitely want to try different projects with it, but let me know if you've worked with it or how it worked. And yeah, thanks for watching this video. Shoot a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you in our next one. Bye!